First pitch popped up. And the catch is made. Bases still loaded, but with 2 away. And like you were talking about before, we had the technical difficulties. A quick feed by Johnson there enabled the Hilltoppers to have everyone safe there on that last play. So they now lead this ball game 4-3. Their first lead since the top of the 3rd inning. Koenig now at the plate. Koenig already has come through a couple of times at the plate, a couple of RBIs so far this game. So here's the pitch, high and outside, ball 1.
Checked half an hour ago, there was nothing on the radar for miles and miles around. It's just starting to flare up now.
Koenig with a chance for the Hilltoppers to really blow this game open.
That's good.
And also a chance for Newman Jet, pitcher, to pitch himself out of this bases loaded inning, as that one is fouled away for strike 1.
Shortstop, you never could have got him at first.
He had no choice on first.
Huh?
He had nothing to play on first. That guy was booking it down.
That's why it's a base hit.
0-1 the count. So here's the pitch, off speed and falls in there. Strike 2. So the Jets are now 1 out, 1 strike away from getting out of this predicament.
Strike 3 right here.
Gonzalez from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fouled off down the 3rd base line. And we'll do 0-2 again. Koenig digs back in. Gonzalez looks in for a sign. Curveball popped up behind second base. Center fielder coming in. He's got the call. And there's out number 3. Scored now 4-3 as 2 runs were scored there in the bottom of the 6th. We're heading to the 7th. The Hilltoppers lead the Jets 4-3. This is Heartland Conference Baseball on Ustream Live. And welcome back as we start the top of the 7th. Tanner Benson will lead off here, and he'll be followed by Ben Wagner, and then number 5, Terrell Brown. Hilltoppers now lead by a score of 4-3. So that first pitch is swung on, strike 1.
Looks like the starting pitcher will remain on the mound for St. Edwards. The Jets now playing a catch-up game, down by 1.
Rohrbach, like you mentioned, this ball's lifted into center field for the out. Rohrbach really settled in last inning, was able to get that 3 up, 3 down, and now the Hilltoppers really seem to be rolling. It's now Ben Wagner, the left fielder, comes to the plate.
We'll see which direction it goes.
Wagner with the triple earlier, the double, excuse me, came around to score. As this pitch is grounded down the third baseline, foul. Strike one there, 0-1 the count, 1 away. As Ben Wagner, the leadoff man, looking to get something going here. As that pitch is high and the count now 1-1. Here's the pitch, grounded to short, throw it over to first in time, and 2 away now. As the Hilltoppers looking for their second straight 3 up, 3 down inning, 5 straight retired.
Second baseman, Terrell Brown.
As now Terrell Brown steps to the plate. 2 away already. As the Jets looking to catch up here, now down by a score of 4-3. First pitch swinging is Brown. First baseman over, and a lot of foul territory. He makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down. Middle of the 7th, time to stretch. As we're here at Sullivan Field, this is Heartland Conference Baseball on Ustream Live. And welcome back, Heartland Conference fans, as we're ready for the bottom of the 7th inning. The Hilltoppers lead by a score of 4-3. Right fielder Marshall Burford will be leading off, as Gonzalez is still out there from last inning. He will keep pitching. First pitch, high and outside, ball 1.
He already said it's good.
Okay.
He said it's good.
Big inning, last inning for the Hilltoppers, able to gain the lead. Is that when he just popped up?
You might have seen Coach Martins. I think he dipped out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Caught by the center fielder.
Got under it there. So the out is
I
recorded.
just searched the whole lot.
Shortstop, Ransom Lalonde.
It's now the shortstop. Ransom Lalonde will come to the plate.
Hey man, married couples need time too.
Anthony Gonzalez still out, looks in, pitching from the stretch.
Here we go.
And here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 1 called. As that outside corner has been pretty generous here tonight. As at least it's inconsistent, as strike 1 is called.
The what has been that?
The outside corner.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It just appears like it would be a little bit off the plate, but it's been being called. So 1-1 now the count.
Overall, I would say a pretty fair strike zone on both sides here today.
Definitely.
Good people that we are.
Are they talking about the game right now? Or
Yeah.
2-1 the count, 1 away here. So here's the pitch. That pitch popped up and lifted toward right field. Second baseman out there. He's called off by the right fielder. Out is recorded as 2 are retired with 2 batters. And number 12, Colin Elmore, the third baseman, now comes to the plate.
Wow, yeah.
There's Jason.
oh, where? Why has he got that hat on?
Understood.
The Jets looking for a quick inning here. As here's the pitch. Outside corner, called strike 1.
Okay, we'll check with our trainers.
0-1 the count, 2 away here.
What are you doing in here?
As here's the pitch. That one just outside the count is now 1-1.
2 quick pop-up outs for St. Edwards. Might be another 1-2-3 at bat here.
As this pitch is lifted toward right field. Catch is made. 1-2-3 inning here. Score remains 4-3 as the Jets now come to the dugout. 4-3 the score as we head to the top of the 8th. This is Heartland Conference Baseball on Ustream Live. And welcome back, Heartland Conference fans. Leading off here in the top of the 8th is Tyler Hancock.
This is the guy that pops out of
The Jets so far trailing by a score of 4-3. Hancock, however, the 6 home runs on the season, as we mentioned before. The count is now 1-1. This game just 1 swing away from being tied up. Extremely close contest so far. That pitch is taken in center field. Leadoff single for Hancock as the Jets look to get a rally going.
Catcher, Ruben Herrero.
Go back to work.
You can't really say going back to work if you haven't worked at all.
Yeah, I have been working.
Going to work.
Hard worker, right here.
Hard worker.
As now Ruben Moreo, the catcher, steps to the plate. Hancock checked on at first base.
She walked around that whole office in there looking at
Following Moreo will be Corey Cowan as 3, 4, and 5 bat here. And Moreo shows bunt there, but pops it up out of foul. As 0-1 now the count. Not often you see a guy with a .352 batting average showing bunt, but the Jets playing for the 1 run that they need to tie the ball game here. An interesting decision. Usually, if you get your leadoff man, you play for the big inning, but Jets trying to play for the single run here. As one is shown again, the pitch out, throw over to first, not in time. Nice play there by the Hilltoppers, but just not able to get the runner out. And 1-1 now the count. As I am joined again by Chad Peters. Chad, how are you doing?
Pretty good, Joe. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Just enjoying this tight ball game. 4-3 the score. The Hilltoppers able to come back after the Jets were able to take the lead. 3 lead changes so far. An intense game.
I think it's fair to say everyone in the press box rooting for anything except an extra inning affair. And I'm not jinxing that because it's already been uttered on the other side of the press box. So I'm not the first one to mention the possibility of extra innings. So yeah, it's been a good game, and I think the thing that stuck out to me, Joe, is just the fact almost 20 hits combined between these two teams, yet only 7 runs on the board.
Yep, seems that the damage management, I guess you'd call it, by the pitcher, a good job so far. Men have gotten on base almost, it seems like every inning, but still those runners haven't come around to score, which is why it's strange that we've seen the quick 1, 2, 3 innings the past 2 innings by the Hilltoppers.
And of course, our meteorologist, Scott Fonger, telling us that some clouds brewing up above as a hit here. Oh, a nice sort of first base. Almost had a play at first base there, but no doubt safe there with runners at first and second to start off this inning. But yeah, some clouds brewing overhead. We'll see if that impacts this game. At the very least, it could impact the second game of this doubleheader today.
That second game, as we before mentioned, featuring the St. Mary's Rattlers and the University of Arkansas Fort Smith Lions. As now a great opportunity here for the Jets as they have runners on first and second. Nobody out, and it looks like a visit here for the Hilltoppers.
And the interesting thing for St. Edwards will be, at any point do they put in Steven Johnson, their star, potentially All-American closer, into this ball game. Currently a 1-run lead here in the 8th inning. Big opportunity though here for Newman. Really been impressed by the Jets today. I mean, this is a team making their first Heartland Conference tournament trip. You know, in the first year being coached by Zane.
And here's the before mentioned Steven Johnson coming on now. Looks like a 6-out save he'll be going for here. Me and Robin discussed the possibility of this earlier.
And talking to the St. Edwards SID Logan Lawrence over there earlier, this is a guy who has started before in his career. He's used to playing, you know, multiple innings, and all of a sudden you see all the scouts moving their positions down low. You see a guy wearing what appears to be an Angels ball cap down here in the center of the front row, literally taking center stage, looking for his radar gun at this point. And Steven Johnson, we're being told he was a first-round prospect for a while, expected to maybe go in the 2nd round now. And his status has dropped a little bit. You're talking about dropping into the 2nd round. Still an amazing talent. Hasn't hit 100 in a little while, but has topped out at 100. And the radar guns are up. And so people are interested to see how he goes, Joe.
Saw a couple of scouts. I think I saw a man appearing to wear a Cardinals ball cap earlier, and an Angels one, as you mentioned before. But this young man, as you mentioned, a great heater. Also, you know much about his secondary stuff, or?
No, I don't know too much about what kind of stuff he pitches, but I know he's got one heck of a fastball. And it was interesting because he had dinged a few people. I think that's been maybe one of his bugaboos this year, is that he has, you know, drilled a few batters. Can you imagine getting hit by a 100-mile-per-hour fastball?
That wouldn't be a good experience, but
that's why I'm in the broadcast booth, folks. I don't have to worry about that. But a lot of pressure here on him, not only to maintain this lead, but also with all these scouts here watching him play.
He hit 93 on his first fastball.
And we're being told he hit 93 on his first fastball there in the warm-ups. So if Newman's going to stage a comeback, it's going to be against one of the best pitchers in the conference.
maybe in the nation.
Yeah. Leads the country in saves. Interestingly, you could say the two best closers in college baseball are in this Heartland Conference. Jonathan Perez of St. Mary's has 15, just one behind Steven Johnson, who leads the country to 16. What's crazy is Arkansas Fort Smith has a closer that has double-digit saves, 10. Well, Newman has a guy with 13 saves, Gage Daniels, and then Fort Smith also has Kyle Thompson, who has 10 saves. It's just amazing. You have 4 closers in this conference that are doing what they're doing.
Another thing about Steven Johnson that you really notice, the 1 ERA, the ERA of 1, and then he's pitched in 36 innings, so that means 108 potential outs, and he struck out 63 people, which is just incredible. So here's the pitch, bunt showed and pulled back, and the count is now 1-0.
Yeah, so any non-St. Edwards fans who are watching who aren't familiar with him, this is a name you will be seeing if you follow Major League Baseball. Probably come across the bottom of your screen in the coming months as a draft pick.
Corey Cowan at the plate, trying to execute the bunt here. Put both the runners in scoring position, none out here. Pulls back there, strike 1 called.
And last note on him, we talked also about, you know, he had a week earlier this season where he was the Heartland Conference Pitcher of the Week with 4 saves in 4 appearances. So don't think that just because we're seeing him now that he won't be back whenever St. Edwards is playing again and potentially again in this tournament.
See the first baseman playing really far in. That ball's bunted right back to the pitcher. Throw to third. Not in time. As the bases are now full for the Newman Jets. But now a lot of options for the Jets and what they can do here.
And Joe, what do you feel about that one right there? I mean, a great execution on the hitting end by Newman, but Johnson, his throw to third, a little soft on the throw.
A little bit, but the thing is, it would have been a difficult play to first as well, because he was pulled off the bag toward the third base side, so they thought they could have made the play at third, but Johnson questionable there. The idea to take the, for sure out at first, always a good idea, but still would have been only 1 out and no double play, really in effect, as that first pitch is fouled back.
And really just some great offensive execution from the base running end all the way to the hit.
As David Longmore now to step in and try to put the Jets ahead here. Johnson looking to nail the game down.
And you'd say, a sacrifice fly would even be good in this situation, but I don't know that that's easy to get against Johnson.
Well, the thing is, as the ball pops off the bat there, and 2 runs to score, we're looking maybe at 3.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3-run double, Joe.
The Newman Jets have jumped ahead on Steven Johnson. And these fans are loving it. 6-4 now the score for the Newman Jets. Big piece of hitting right there. Once again, the score has flipped on who's on top on the leaderboard. And Steven Johnson so far is not recording out in the 2 batters he's faced.
Yeah, well, it's been a rough start here in this inning to hit for him.
As Jordan Ohlenberger, the catcher, now steps in. Here's the pitch.
It's been a theme we've talked about. I don't think it's a stretch to say that our friends from the Hilltop come into this tournament with the most pressure. And for multiple reasons. I mean, they're ranked 6th in the region. If they don't win this, they don't get that automatic bid. But then you also have your eyes on, the tournament that Central Missouri's hosting, because if a team upsets Central Missouri that is outside of that top 6, that one barely was foul there. But if a team from outside the top 6 in the region goes and upsets Central Missouri, and St. Ed's does not pull off the win in this tournament, they could be, well, I mean, not just could be, but are probably looking at missing the regional tournament despite having just a phenomenal season. And now you could argue that they should be ranked higher in the region than they are, especially I think in the past the Heartland Conference has been docked a little bit by regional voters by the perceived lack of competition, but as we've noted, all 4 teams in this regional tournament, or in this Heartland tournament, with winning records. So this tournament, this conference has gotten so much better.
Bunt shown again, the throw to third. Again, wow. Not in time. As the aggressive play by the Hilltoppers there, trying to cut down the runner on third base. Tag was not applied. And now runners on the corners here as number 25, Shannon Ingroff, will step to the plate.
Just to wrap up that thought, I mean, I think in my mind, St. Ed's is undoubtedly one of the best teams in the region. You know, it's almost a shame that they're having to play for the right to earn it, because you look at their record, their national ranking. I mean, they should be a team that's in, but realistically, that's not the case. And then you flip the switch over to Newman, a team that's playing with no pressure here in this tournament, getting their first taste of this as he lays down the bunt.
And the out is recorded at home, as the first out of the inning is finally recorded. Newman Jets using the bunt a lot, putting the ball in play, as that's their third bunt in the past 4 or 5 batters.
Yeah, and it's been working for them. 13 hits already in this game.
So now runners on first and second, and the center fielder, number 18, Tanner Vinson, the number 9 hitter, at the plate. Ben Wagner, the leadoff man, waits on deck. 3-run inning here in the top of the 8th, as the Jets have now pulled ahead by a score of 6-4. Here's the pitch. Strike 1 called. Another thing we talked about is just the talent that these Jets have. I mean, Steven Johnson, a guy who came in with a 1 ERA, already gave up the, well, he wasn't charged for all 3 of the runs, but he was charged for 1 of them, but already gave up that 1 run. The other 2 runs were charged to the